Guys, Kevin here, and this clip I'm about to show you comes from Ford Fischer and Used to Share. You guys might know Ford's work. He did the video of the car hitting those people in Charlottesville. He has his own news channel called Used to Share on YouTube. Go check it out and check out this video.
Hey, 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 we're insecure small penis white guys from Trump. Don't take our guns away. Hey, hey. Hi, my name is Jim Gargan. I'm communications coordinator for the National Small Penis Association. We're a gun rights advocacy group that seeks to enhance the self-esteem of insecure small penis white guys who are disappointed with the way their lives turned out through the possession of pointlessly, excessively powerful firearms.
The first rule of the left, guys, leftists always project.
So we're here as a counter-protest to the March of Our Lives, because what we want to ask these kids that want to take away our guns, if you take away our guns, how are we supposed to come to terms with our sense of inadequacy?
So I'm sure you have all heard this trope about how gun owners are trying to compensate for lacking in the nether regions. You know, we hear this from the left all the time. Like this man said, we buy very large firearms to compensate for our deficiencies in the genitalia. Well, if you ask Jenny will tell you that that's not true for this gun owner. But I don't know if it's true for everybody else. So I want to use my medical background to go ahead and take a look at this silly trope and see if there is any facts to back up this statement. I mean, obviously, it's not true for me, but we're going to see if it's true for anybody else who owns guns. So I thought we'd begin this exercise by looking at two different world maps. Now, the first world map reflects legal gun ownership, guns per every 100,000 people. Our second map reflects penis size worldwide. Now, if you examine the first map, you will see that people in the United States do own a lot of guns, but when it comes to penis size, we are only slightly above the average. Now, this is a little inconclusive, but when you dig a little deeper here, you can see that several other countries that have larger penises also have high gun ownership. Now, if you compare this to the countries that do not have a very high number of legal guns, you can see that these Asian countries especially all have very, very small penises, to quote South Park. So, what does that tell us? Well, not much. We're going to have to dig a little deeper, but it's a good start. So I really think since this debate is happening here in the United States, we should focus the rest of our research on the United States and the demographics of gun owners here. Let's look at who is packing a Colt Python and just how long the barrel on that gun is. So if you look at this next chart, it breaks down legal gun ownership in America by race. And you will see that whites have the highest level of legal gun ownership, followed by blacks, Latinos, but with Asians trailing quite a bit behind. Now, this corresponds a little differently to our penis chart, which shows that blacks have the largest penises, followed by Latinos and whites, with Asians still trailing behind. But I don't want to look like I'm just picking on Asians, and I don't think that this really reflects gun ownership just perfectly, because you do have a lot of illegal guns out there. So when you look at illegal gun crime, which we know is a big thing in the United States, you will see that blacks and Latinos tend to commit the most illegal gun crime. And who's to say that those criminals who own illegal guns are not compensating also? In fact, I would say they're compensating even more. So one of the biggest factors that affects both penis size and gun ownership is age. And if you look at these two charts, you can clearly see that adult males over 24 years old have the largest penises and tend to own more of the guns. Now, so far, we've taken a look at ethnicity and seen that blacks have the largest average penis size, while Asians have the smallest penises. We've seen that whites have the highest number of legally owned guns, while Asians have the smallest number of legally owned guns, which isn't very conclusive. We have seen that adult males have larger penises than teens and young adults, and they also tend to own more guns. But that in itself is also not conclusive. There's one more thing on our demographic breakdown of gun owners that we have not looked at, and that is party affiliation and gun ownership. Now, we know from this chart that Republicans own more guns than Democrats. Unfortunately, there's not a study out there that shows penis size by voting bloc. Luckily, there is a lot of information that shows that taller people tend to vote more conservatively. And that makes sense. People who are taller tend to be more successful. And if you look at this chart, you can see that people who are taller have larger average penis sizes because it is proportionate to their size. I myself am fairly tall. I'm not a giant by any means, but I am above average, and I do have a little bit above average length. Good for me.
And so, obviously, the actual NRA is planning to protest here at the Trump Hotel. What is kind of your message to them? Why are you
we're here to show our support because we view the NRA as our brothers in arms and in small penises. So we're just here to show our support. There are a lot of gun haters out there, so I just have to stand up to it because, again, I've got to get the message out. A lot of people naively thought that just because an insecure small penis white guy was elected as president, that the racism against us insecure small penis white guys was just going to magically disappear overnight. That's not the case. Look what happened to Bill O'Reilly. Look at the daily crucifixion of Donald J. Trump by the deep state and the lying, disgusting media. So that's why we're out here.
And so, of course, you've added Trump onto this side. How does Trump kind of fit into your small penis narrative?
Donald Trump, there is no man on the face of the earth that better exemplifies the ethos of the National Small Penis Association than Donald J. Trump. And that's why we're here, to show support for him.
There you have it, guys. I don't think we've learned anything about penis size and gun ownership. There were a few good points I made, but really the whole thing was done as a satire. The only thing I wanted you guys to learn from all this is that Democrats are stupid and they have no problem going out in public and embarrassing themselves by being vulgar and obscene. Now, I want to say this. As someone who spent time in our great military around a lot of men who are gun enthusiasts, and as someone who had to take showers in open barracks with those men, I will tell you from my personal experience that there is nothing lacking about gun enthusiasts. But I shouldn't brag about that, should I? Now, all I can say is that you guys need to follow me on my two YouTube channels, InfoWars Stop the Purge and The Patriot Punk. Subscribe to both. Also, check out Ford Fischer's site, and it's News to Share, his YouTube channel, News to Share. He gave us this great clip. And I want you guys to go check out my new Facebook group, The Patriot Punk on Facebook. I think it's open now. I'm not very good with technology. I'm out.